And hello,
Hey!
guys!
I couldn't figure it out how to get on it.
It's
Hey,
okay. We always
P.
have a struggle.
Yeah. But it
Hey.
actually worked out pretty fast right now, so we're good. We're
I
good.
was ready. I was ready to go.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Good
Girl,
to see everybody.
girl,
Welcome back.
welcome to our Deep in the Paint Instagram Live. There she is. Listen, guys, she been by my side, right by my side, since we started this whole thing, and she been listening to me complaining a couple times,
Yeah.
and
About both of y'all.
We
That's not
know,
a
we know.
surprise
It's
at
okay.
all. Not a surprise.
but yes, so welcome, Petra, and
Thanks.
yes, I mean, we go all the way back to Big Ten, right? You being in Illinois and the famous Christmas gathering in Florida when we met for the first time. P just came up to me and she was like, we play you guys in 2 weeks. I was like,
Lex didn't know who I was. Pretty rude, but
but also you know that I don't know people.
no.
So yeah, exactly. So there's that. So yeah, coming from Big Ten and then both of us playing in Spain and then playing being teammates and being roommates and yeah, the rest is history.
Yep.
And now you're here, huh? Oh no,
Yeah, now we're a little too far from each other, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
it's
a little
okay.
bit, right? But yeah, basically, I mean, it's September. Everybody's in their new teams. All of us are. I mean, I'm the only one still here at home, but soon almost also leaving, and that's why we kind of wanted to talk about how to adapt to new environments, because no amount of experience or years in your career can kind of quantify the amount of strength and skill that takes to adapt to a new place. But it's something that it's not really a talent, it's a skill. So that's why we really wanted to share your story to everybody here and people also on YouTube later. So welcome, and maybe for the people who don't know you, you can introduce yourself a little bit and tell us about your upbringing on basketball in Czech Republic.
Okay, so my name is Petra Holešinska. Currently 28 years old, almost 30. So I'm
Don't
originally from the Czech Republic. Like said, went to college in the States. I did 4 years at Illinois, and I got my master's at the University of North Carolina. And then currently I'm in my fifth year playing professionally. I did a year in Hungary, 3 years in Spain, and now my first year in Turkey.
Nice. Congratulations for
Thank you,
that.
thank you.
And how was the scene, like basketball scene in Czech Republic growing up?
I would say growing up, it was big. That was when our national team was really good. I would say, 2010 was when we were second at the World Cup that was organized in the Czech Republic, and I feel like in that era, I was 13. It was really popular. I think a lot of people were, going to games, and I think that's where the sport really grew at that time. So I think when I was young, it was really big, and I would say maybe it was a little more popular than it is now. Obviously, right now with the national team, like we're trying to get to that level, which is really difficult just because we did used to have such good players. But growing up, it was really nice to have these high level players to look up to. And then, I grew up in a really small town. That's where I started playing basketball. But I was living an hour from Brno, which played EuroLeague, which they actually won the EuroLeague 1 year. So it was really nice being able to just drive an hour, watch all these players. And then I ended up actually moving there, moving to the team. So I did get a chance to play with these players at the end of their careers, but still, the impact they had and just like me being the little kid on the team, but actually getting to share the court with them, like for me was really important. And I know for a lot of the girls as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
It's
first championship was in Prague actually in 2017, and like the basketball culture there. I mean, that still today is the best championship I've ever been to.
Yeah. So, okay, when did you first start thinking about going to the States, and like how was your recruiting process?
So I would say obviously you're in high school, you're kind of trying to figure out what your next steps are. I don't know how it is for you guys in Latvia, but for us, honestly, studying and playing basketball on a high level is really difficult unless you go to like the sports school where you want to be, I don't know, a trainer, a coach, something like this. But if you want to study something different, it's really important to do both at the same time. And my parents were really big on education. I wanted to play basketball. So it just, as I got older, it kind of, that was the only thing that made sense, just because the college system in America really lets you do both. And then we played at the Under 17 World Cup, and that's really where or when I started getting recruited. My coach from Illinois was actually there to watch one of the Canadian girls who was already committed. We played against each other, and then since then, we got in contact and just ended up at Illinois.
The rest is history.
So how was that the first time you actually left home, or like in for to play basketball, and like did you have any challenges like doing that? And yeah.
So I went to boarding school in Brno, which kind of helped me, I would say, a little bit. Obviously, you're only an hour from home, but at the same time, like the whole week you're alone, like you have to kind of figure things out. Like, and it wasn't on the same level, but it was still, you have to do school, you have to do basketball, like, you have to wake up on your own, like you don't have your mom to do whatever you need. So I think that was definitely one thing that helped me with that transition a lot. Just, being used to doing a lot of things on my own. And then, going to America obviously was a big shock. One, I would say I thought I knew English pretty good. And then I got there and I was like, I don't even know what these people are saying. And
And the
then, I
slang
was,
and everything that they're
yeah.
using, and it's so hard.
I literally was in class and I was like, first of all, the class was huge and like I could barely see the professor. So I'm like, I don't even know what you're saying. And then I was the only international kid on the team, which was a little strange just because Illinois is such a big international school, one of the biggest actually in America. But as far as basketball, I was the only one and I was the first one in a very long time. So you could tell the process was very new for my teammates, for my coaches, but they did do a good job of just like, honestly, wherever we were going, they would just drag me behind them. I didn't know where we were going, what we were doing, but my teammates are always like, okay, let's make sure P is with us and she knows where she's supposed to be. Like they didn't just leave me alone. They were just always making sure like I was good. And I think that definitely helped my transition a lot.
That's
So,
awesome.
so overall, you would say your experience in America was like positive, yeah, like and like that everybody was supporting, and yeah, or like what maybe you had like other things that maybe were not so easy that you were trying to adjust to. I don't know, like or how is like the team like did the coaches put you in like certain ways to play, like because I mean from all of our experiences I know we have went through some stuff that coaches are putting in like a box, like a lot of time that happens, and I think it's really important for like young girls when they're going to these states and study and play, they need to make sure that the system that the team is playing will fit what you want to do on the court. So how that was for you, like the actual playing style and everything?
Well, I would say one thing I didn't even ask about none of this when I was going. I was just kind of like, I went on my visit and I liked the people and I was like, okay, well, I'm coming. As far as basketball, I would say I was recruited by Coach Boland, who was only there my first year, but I think he did a very good job of just letting me play in like my European way, which was very clear that I was not playing the same way as the Americans, but I think he was okay with it. He, let me shoot. He let me do things that I was good at. I would say I was lucky because the girl that was in my position before me, she got injured the first or second game of the season. So it was kind of just like, well, now we have to play this skinny freshman that don't even speak English. So I did get lucky in that way that, I got to play a lot as a freshman. And I think as the season went on, like my confidence grew, my teammates got used to playing with me and stuff like that. So for me, that year wasn't a big adjustment. But unfortunately, he did get fired after my freshman year. And then the second coach that came for my sophomore year, that was definitely a lot more of like being put in a box. And I think just she came from D3, and I think she was trying to play a certain style that worked really well for them because they did win multiple national championships. But I think doing that and then coming to the Big Ten, it's totally different. And I think just the players that we had, it just didn't work, and it specifically did not work for me at all. So
Yeah.
that was definitely my worst year as far as how I felt on the court, my stats, obviously everything. It's just that year was definitely the toughest.
And talking about adaptability, how did you adapt to that? How did you overcome? Because it's like at that time that it wasn't like, oh, I want to transfer and here you go. Like you had to sit out a year,
Mhm.
right? So,
I mean, I would definitely say there was the thoughts of, like, should I try something new? Like, it was definitely clear that, with Coach Bolan, like, I was one of the main pieces. I wouldn't say I was the main one, but I was very involved. And then, Coach Faye came, like, I wasn't a starter anymore. I was just more of a role player. But honestly, I was just kind of trying to push through it that year. Obviously, mentally, it wasn't easy. Just like you feel like the basket is tiny, you can't make a shot. It's just kind of like all adds up. So that year I was just trying to push through it. And then that was like, okay, after during the summer we'll see how things go. And I thought they went pretty well, but then not even a week before the season, I tore my ACL. So I was definitely trying to push through it. Mentally, physically, it wasn't easy, but I was like, I'm gonna give it another chance just because I did love the school and I did love my
right.
teammates. And that was definitely the main reason I stayed. But then the injury came, and that was just not a great point.
And
Yeah.
how is to like obviously okay, it's never easy to deal with injuries. Also, I have went through ACL and honestly, when I think about it, really the hardest probably part was that I was away from home. Like during that, how was it for you? Like you're there also, like, and how was that being away from home and dealing with the ACL injury?
Mhm. It was difficult for sure, but again, I think the people at the school really stepped up. Another thing, it was actually me and another girl that we tore it around the same time. She was like a month before me. She was from Greece, so we were the two foreigners that were kind of going through rehab together, and I think that really helped both of us just kind of being there for each other. Seeing the struggles, seeing the good things. So I think that but just going back to the people, the trainers, our strength coach, like she was amazing working with her, and it was obviously sucked, but it was still like I was enjoyable working with the people that I got to work with. Obviously, basketball is a team sport, but then when you get to rehab, it's kind of an individual sport, and that's something that we are not used to, and not having your family there or stuff like that. But I did have my family away from home, and I think they really helped me. And I think the process, it also kind of gives you a chance to work on things that you don't have as much time to work on. And I think in the end, like it really helped me as a player.
I think that's true that especially when you are an international player, the people around you and like that community and team and the staff and everybody, that's very, very crucial. Almost, I mean, honestly, for me, it was more the people than the game style or how the team was built, because we are, basically like late teenagers, being like across the world, just thrown in this system that we don't know anything about.
No, for sure, but I think I also did get really lucky with the school that I went to because I know not everybody had this experience that I did have, so I would say definitely choosing the right place for you where you're going to be taken care of. I think, my dad went on a visit with me and like he was totally comfortable leaving me with these people. You could just tell like, okay, they wanted to take care of me. They wanted to make sure I was good. So, honestly, props to Illinois for doing that.
Yeah. Okay. So now you're graduated in the city Champaign, Illinois. And now you're decided to transfer. So how is the process looking like?
Well, one, I would say it was a very difficult decision because I loved the school, I loved the place, but if I remember correctly, there was six of us that came in the same class, and everybody was kind of graduating. So all of my closest friends were leaving, and at the same time, like I did feel like I gave pretty much everything I had to the program, which is what I told the coach. I was like, I love being here, but I think it's time to move on. Like obviously, we didn't make a tournament in the 4 years that I was there. Um, for me, that was the main thing, just being able to play in the NCAA tournament. And then so I told her I was like I would love to stay, but she honestly kind of like supported me. She was like, if that's what you want, what's best for you, like you'll always be in Illini. So I decided to enter the portal, and then honestly, a couple of days later, COVID hit. So. That was kind of difficult, just, not knowing what was going to happen. Obviously, I was in contact with many schools, but I just kind of kept waiting for the official visits, if they were going to let me visit or not. So I kept pushing it back, pushing it back. And then once I got to some of my top schools, it just felt like, it wasn't going to happen. So I had to commit to it without even visiting the school. So
Yeah.
that was definitely very difficult.
Yeah. But you already know a little bit how America works, how NCAA works. In the end, do you think it was a good decision?
Yes, I would definitely say just, do you mean specifically transferring or going to UNC?
Just going to UNC. Yeah.
I mean, I loved it again.
Yeah.
I think I was very lucky that I went to two schools that I loved. There was a couple other options that I was looking at, but I chose the one that I just, in my heart, felt like that's where I wanted to go.
Mhm.
I felt like I connected with the coach. I don't know, something just in me was telling me like you should go to UNC, and it turned out to be a good decision. So I was happy just because the standard of the school as far as sports and winning is just like on a totally different level that Illinois was. I think there, no matter what sport you play, you're expected to win. I know I saw some crazy stat that in the past, I don't know, 50, 60 years, like every 4 year student was on campus for at least one national championship,
Mm.
which, that just shows the standard of winning. I was there for the field hockey national championship. I was there for the soccer national championship. So it was really cool to just see like really great athletes everywhere, and it definitely showed in the way we played and in the way they kind of put pressure on us as well.
Well, I
Okay.
don't know a lot about like the university itself. Oh, I played obviously all my years against UNC, but I know North Carolina as a place is very beautiful. I just visited this summer as well, and like it was so pretty. And I was like, this is like, I didn't like, going there playing, like you never see actually how the city is like, and it's so pretty. Like I was surprised. So that probably also like was really cool. Like I don't know how Illinois was, but as
A
if
lot of
like
cornfields.
exactly, that's what I'm like I haven't really been, but that's what I have heard. So I know that that probably was a really good change. Probably also that the city was so nice.
No, it was pretty. Not to say Champagne wasn't, but it definitely was a totally different level. I mean, I did to get to see the campus, like when they were showing me a FaceTime and stuff like that. But just being there, the Carolina blue is just, it just makes everything prettier, honestly. It's just like a nice area. You're close to Raleigh, you're close to Durham, so Carolina as a whole, I mean, great and really pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Europe now. Hungary. Hungary.
Do we have to talk about?
I mean, 3 out of 4 of us have played there, right?
Yeah.
Well, you guys did not play where I played. Let me just. It was certainly an experience, let's say the least. Well, obviously, you're coming out of college. You don't really have that many offers just because I wasn't even on the national team back then, So I had an offer from Hungary and from Greece. I picked Hungary just because I felt like it was a better league. Obviously, Greece would have been a lot nicer. But no, it was just a lot. It was like a tiny town, which I knew going into, but they literally like the things that they put in our contract, that's just not what happened. They said it's funny because they put in our contract like we're gonna live in brand new apartments right next to the gym. I get there and they put us in a camp and literally a camp, like where people go for the weekend to get drunk. Like it's
What?
disgusting. So I get there and I'm like, this is not what was in the contract. So they tell us like, oh, don't worry, like 2 weeks and the apartments will be ready. To this day, it's not ready.
How many years has it been?
Like 5 years. I'm like, I think the gym is not finished. The apartments like just now are like some of the girls are living there, but it's like not even allowed to live there type thing.
Okay.
So they told us 2 weeks. That definitely didn't happen, obviously. And then like ended up getting to the point where I was like, if you don't give me a normal place to live, like I'm leaving because it's ridiculous. Like we didn't even have cars. I brought my own, but it's like we're out in the middle of nowhere. Like, you can't go anywhere. It was just a terrible experience. Like I love the girls. The girls were like the only reason that I have some positive memories, but at the same time, it was just like I'm telling you, the last game of the season. Normally you stay for a couple more days, like to get like you say bye to everybody. My car was packed. The second that buzzer went off, I was on the way.
She was going home.
So no, I was like, love y'all, but I'm freaking leaving. Like you won't see me again. So
Okay. But then let's hop to a better year. Okay. Canarias, Canarias. Hey, but you love the place though. You love the
I
place.
mean, I love it. I love it. I'm moving there when I'm old. The club, it was a lot, but it was in a different way of like we practiced a lot and there was a lot of demands in that way. But at the same time, I tell everybody like they gave me an amazing opportunity.
Absolutely.
They signed me where really nobody wanted to sign me, and they gave me a leading role of like, okay, you're gonna be the main player on this young team. You need to do things yourself, but you also have to like take care of the younger kids. So I think I'm honestly always gonna be thankful for that. I'm still, in contact with many of the people from the club. Something for me, it was definitely obviously really nice to live on the island, but at the same time having this opportunity of like being a leader on a team in the Spanish league. And I think that definitely, honestly, that just changed my career as a whole that year, and super super thankful for the opportunity.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And of course Saragossa, but we know how Saragossa went. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I live with Lex, it's like
I
we
mean,
were
what's
always
better than
together,
that?
so it can't get any better.
But how was it to adjust to three different clubs in one country, kind of back to back to back?
It was honestly pretty easy now looking back at it as like going from Spain to Turkey. So I think obviously it was really hard to leave Gran Canaria, but going to Zaragoza, it just felt like a very natural step of like, okay, I had a good season. I want to be on a better team. And then, you just kind of get used to the people, the way things work, like the language, obviously. I mean, my Spanish is not amazing, but I can get around. So I would say, honestly, going to different teams in the same country wasn't really that difficult for me at all. Now that would be a different story from obviously going from Spain to Istanbul.
Yeah.
Okay. But I feel like your whole career you've been just training and training this skill of adaptability. So, that's just changing teams and schools and things, but you also change your agent. Did you feel like because of your journey it made it easier, or you looked at this process a little bit different?
You mean like if it made it easier to switch to agents?
Yeah, because you already have made so many changes throughout your career.
I mean, it wasn't easy, but I feel like it was like a necessary step of like, I feel like I'm not taken care of like I would want to, and like I feel like I was being patient, but then it just kind of like looking back at it, I was like, well, pretty much all the teams that like I got to was like the team was really interested in me, and I didn't have the best season last year, and I felt like, now I really need somebody to push for me, and I didn't feel like it. So it definitely wasn't an easy decision. It never is, like if you look at it, firing somebody, but I felt like it was a necessary step, and honestly, like I'm happy that I did it. Sorry, Lex.
Stupid ass.
I mean, now we recorded together, so it's, hopefully it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
But how do you balance that thing between, adapting to, let's say, new agent, new team, new country, and staying true to yourself and your values? Where is that line between being like open and like resisting these things?
I mean, it's difficult. I mean, I just try to be myself, obviously. I would say the good thing about basketball is like it's such a small community that like even if you like don't really know the people, you kind of know them from like your friends or something like that. So I feel like basketball just being such a small world, it like really helps. Even for example, like now I'm on a team with Jess, like who I didn't know before, but she knows Lex, so it's like
That's true.
I feel like these things really help. Obviously, there's, always going to be conflicts of like, you do have to be selfish in a way in the basketball world because it is your career. You have to kind of be like, well, I need things good for me, but at the same time, it's like, it's a team sport. So you also have the things of like, I want a team to be good. But so I think this is definitely the hardest challenge for me of like, being able to like be selfish sometimes, but at the same time, like I do want what's best for the team. And I think this is, it goes back to the Asian too. It's like it was selfish, firing somebody, but you have to think about yourself also.
Okay, so
Agree.
now that you have everything new, in completely new setting, but that was not the only event, in the summer we had the Eurobasket. So how did your whole journey has led to you now being a leader on the Czech national team? So how do you embracing that role?
I mean, I enjoy it. Obviously, you're playing for your country, which is always special. I think for me, it was a little difficult in a sense of I never was my first time being there was pretty much 3 years ago. So I never went from like okay being in like the 16 players and then maybe being like a role player and then going to a starter. Like I pretty much went to my first year basket and I was a starter. So I think that was a little difficult of like not getting the sense of like how it feels being here, who's the leader. I feel like you normally with the national team it's like certain steps, but like I just kind of like skipped a lot of them. Which was pretty difficult. But again, I mean, it's always special playing there, and like I will never take that opportunity for granted. And, I think we do have a really good team. Obviously, I'm one of the leaders, but I think our team specifically is very much about the collective effort, and we don't have a star that everything revolves around. And I think that's really special.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's your vision for the future of Czech basketball? Like, what do you think? What maybe you have some things in mind that you think should be improved, even, or yeah.
Of course, I mean, I would like to say that, get back to where it was. I remember, we played the Eurobasket in Brno, and I remember like the exact seats where I was sitting as a kid when they played the World Cup there. And, I would like to say that we can get back to that. Obviously, I know that we probably don't have the players that they had, but I mean, I would just like people to be excited about the team, excited to watch us. I want them to say like, they really play hard for the country. Things that can be improved. I mean, obviously there's always a lot of things that can be improved. I think, the women's basketball as a whole should be more professional, especially, now you're really comparing it to the men. I think the federation is doing a good job. Can they always do something better? Of course. But just being a little more professional, being a little more taken care of, it's always good. So I think every year I'm hopeful that it can be better, and hopefully every year we can have better results.
I feel like all of y'all just like are arriving at your peak. I feel like.
Hmm.
No?
We are, but we also need to, we need to take advantage of it, which I
Absolutely.
think I would say that's one thing about the Czech mentality is like a lot of times we are satisfied with being average, which is one thing that I've learned like being in America. Like they want to be always the best at everything. Like every stupid thing is like a competition for them. Again, like then you're in Spain, it's like, like they want to be the best. And I think that really showed, for example, in the quarterfinals where we played them, is like, I didn't think we were the worst team. I think they were the more confident team. And I think for us, like as a country as a whole, as a federation, as a team, like we should strive for the best. And I feel like now is the time because, like you said, we're all in like the moments of the career where this is like our peak. This is where we should be good. But if we are satisfied with being sixth or seventh, it's like, no, like we should want to freaking win the Eurobasket. I'm not saying we're going to, but we should be going with that mentality of like we can beat everybody. And I just think that is not our culture, and that's something that I would love to be changed. And I think now a lot of the girls are playing abroad, which I think is really great, just because when you're a foreigner, a lot of things are expected from you. Like you're expected to do things to win, and I think when you do play in the Czech league, it's just that's not the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should have given this speech to your men's team.
Okay, guys, let's not go there. Missing a lot of players, but yeah, it was pretty rough. Sorry, guys. If anybody's seeing this, it was rough.
No, all love. We loved watching you, but
Yeah, I know you loved it when you played us, huh? I was texting Lex like, "Hey, it's enough. Stop now."
I was like, if the game is over, it's like no need to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
It's okay. No, but I agree. I think that our like Eastern European like slash. I mean, I guess
We are not Eastern Europe.
okay, not like Central Europe or whatever. What do you call yourself? Central Europe?
Yes.
Okay, Central Europe.
we call ourselves Northern Europe, okay?
Okay, Northern Europe.
There's
Okay,
not a
I'm
single
messed it
country
all
that
up.
counts as Eastern Europe.
Okay, period. I guess we all have to like pick up on this mentality and just like not being satisfied, because I think it's such a stereotype of like when it's winning time and when you have to go and grab the dub, like I feel like sometimes there is this kind of like ooh, like playing not to lose type of thing instead of like winning.
And
Yeah,
also
even
having this
like now,
mentality
no,
just to be grateful to be there. We just have to be grateful that we have made it here. Like, what? We should go for the whole thing.
like I
Yeah, and
really,
especially with basketball just being so competitive now. Like, okay, in the past it used to be like Spain, like you're scared of them. I'm like, the fear factor of those teams is gone. Like, it's like those players, you can play against them. So I don't know what is there to be scared of.
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Digna,
Go
what did
ahead.
you wanted to say? I feel like you've been trying to say something for
Poor
5 minutes
Digna.
and you just don't get a word.
Gonna say that right now, like actually, like I don't know what it is for me. It was very surprising how now men's Finland team plays. Like it's crazy to me, but like they play with so much confidence and everything. I honestly think they can win it all. Like I think they can, and I hope for them. Like I think this is such a huge thing. And like yeah, it just all like is about the mindset. I feel like it doesn't matter who comes against you. Like just need to you if you're good basketball, I mean, national teams all are good. Like all are good, and like the players are gonna be good. Like so it's just and I really believe this. Somebody told me this a while ago, but like any team can beat any team in one game. Like it can happen any day, like anything can happen. Like you don't know what the day is gonna be for the other team shooting or for your team, like how they're gonna go, like or how the referees are gonna call the foul or whatever. So you can never go in with the mentality you're gonna lose because you don't know how the other team is coming out and what they're gonna do on the court. So yeah.
Who do you think gonna win the Eurobasket for men? Honestly, I think it's gonna be Turkey.
Well, I think so too, but
Hope not.
honestly, like how Finland is playing, I said like they could win it all. Like I think they're just having a great, great tournament. They're hot right now.
I still got Germany, guys. I'm not gonna lie. No, I would if I had to pick like who I want to win, it's Finland. Who I think
Yeah,
is
who I
going
want
to
to win
win.
Finland.
I'm still picking Germany. I think it's gonna be really close, but I can see them winning it all.
Yeah.
And
Alexa?
Alex?
Lex don't
think so
even know who's
too.
in the top four.
I did watch the game yesterday. But yeah, I think the last
Lies.
game
You
that I
tapped out
fully watched.
when we went out of the tournament, probably.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But yeah, I mean, you
Okay,
guys,
so
you
we
know
will
me
see
so
who's gonna
well.
be right. Who's gonna be right? Okay, Turkey. We have Finland to
In
Germany.
Germany.
If Greece is winning,
Okay,
that's
Greece
gonna.
is for Lex. Lex, you got Greece.
Okay, I'll take Greece. I
Okay,
mean, it's not gonna
perfect.
happen,
Great
but
team.
okay, I'll
They're a
take
great team.
it.
That's such a pity
Okay,
choice.
Petra, listen to me. What advice would you give to your younger self?
Alex's favorite question.
Oh God. I would say maybe always take the good and the bad, like especially with the bad things, it's like you're always looking at it, you're like, dang, this sucks or this could have been better. But I feel like now when I look at the struggles that I have had in my career, it's like it always kind of led me to something better. Like I look at my ACL and then I'm like, that sucked, but I do feel like I was a better player after that, especially mentally, like I did have seasons where I like really struggled, but I was like, dang, like I was able to push through it, So just always being grateful for the good and the bad, and just taking it as a journey as a whole, because I think nobody's career is going to be perfect. Everybody's going to have struggles. Everybody's going to have good things. Yeah, and just honestly, just being proud of myself. I remember when I was still in Brno, when I was a kid, I remember I was told I always said my dream was to play in Spain. And I know the coach like kind of laughed at me, was like, if you really work hard, you might play in the Czech league,
That's great.
So,
That's
That
great.
is
so I
great.
think for me, just honestly being proud of myself that I was able to make it, because a lot of people just kind of looked at me and was like, there's no way, and I feel like everywhere that I went, I was able to make some kind of impact. And for me, that's really special.
Aw, nice. You are mentally strong. You are mentally strong, really strong.
Thanks.
Shout out to you, P,
And my parents.
and your parents, and your parents. Okay, we're trying this one out. This is like the last part of the interview. We're trying this one out for this new season,
Oh
whatever.
God, oh God, what is
But it's just simple. So this is section vibe or trash, okay? And I'm gonna give you
like
four things,
pass the
and
flash?
basically, but you gotta explain. But you gotta explain why.
Oh
Okay?
God, you know me too well. I'm a little scared.
No.
It's
It's
easy.
in
It's easy. It's
general.
easy.
That's why, because we're trying this out, trying this one out. Okay,
Okay,
travel days.
like what about it?
Like just travel days in general. Like
It's a
vibe or
Are
vibe
they
or
a
trash.
vibe
right?
or they're just trash overall?
The older I get, the more trash they are, for sure.
The
I feel
backside
like
shirt, the
I
feet
feel
up.
like when I was young, I like loved going on road trips, and it's like, oh my God, like I can like spend a night in a hotel with my teammates, whatever. Now I'm like, please leave me alone. Like I want to be alone. So definitely trash.
Okay, good. Going to a restaurant after the game with the opposing team.
I'll definitely take that one.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
definitely a
free.
vibe. I think again, going back to basketball being such a small community, I feel like it's definitely fun, like seeing your old teammates, or even sometimes you meet somebody new. So definitely a vibe.
And
Okay.
honestly, I feel like the team should not just leave right after the games. Like we can just leave the next morning and then just
I
have,
agree.
you know, everyone's just get on a bus, get on a bus. Especially if you lose, then it's bad.
Yeah, that was definitely a good thing about Gran Canaria. It's like the teams always had to stay the night. So it was nice. Like we always got to go out with the other team, or just at least, grab a drink or dinner or whatever. So
Trying
yeah.
to find
In the Casaroga.
Casaroja. Okay, there's this place that I was so like excited, like after the game. I was like, okay, P, we're grabbing drinks, blah blah blah. And I went to a different Casa Roja, which was in the ghetto of the Canarias. I don't even know. It's a completely different area. I mean, it was funny in the moment. Anyways, team bonding in preseason.
Uh, in between, depends on like what kind. I know you're not a fan of it now. I think if like we go out to like get dinner or whatever, that's cool. I don't want to be doing some like weird activities like that the coaches maybe set up, Like I think that's like some college shit that I don't want to do.
Okay.
So a little in between.
Nice. Practice jerseys.
Vibe? Do you not want to match at practice?
Yes,
Talking
yes,
about.
yes.
I,
That's what we were talking about because Paula has a different experience.
You don't
Well, I
want
had one
practice
team
jerseys?
that we had to wear them, but they were terrible, uncomfortable, and then you're like, we rather wear something else, like anything else, you know? So, I mean, I honestly, obviously, you can see that all of you guys had a great experiences, so you don't even know what I'm talking about
Well,
here. But in general, yes, being playing
actually,
together.
like this year, the way we have it is like we have like a t-shirt and shorts, and then like they would bring the jerseys for us, like on the side. So like one team would stay in the t-shirts, and then the other one would have to wear the jerseys. Where like there have been fights over who has to wear them. I told them it's not that serious, but like it's not like a dry fit type of shirt. It's just like a regular cotton shirt. So then like if you put the jersey over it, it's like you sweat like crazy.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, I don't really care about it that much.
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
But I can see it like not being like even well there it has been or it's one team that we're supposed to wear like these like shorts that are so uncomfortable and like they're yeah, so I get that also can be like a problem, but I still rather everybody show up and match in practice, and it's because it makes it seem so much more professional and ready
Yeah.
to go and everything. Because otherwise, sometimes people like come in like I don't know, like sweatpants or like I don't know, like some weird stuff, and then you're like, okay, like listen, we're here to actually run workout. Like it's not like just like a pickup game here, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, so like in that sense, but also there needs to be those days as well when you just can come in whatever you want to wear. Like I think that's also important. Sometimes, like you know, especially if it's like a not like a set up 5-on-5 practice that like coach or maybe it's like a coach set it up, but like it's an individual work, then you can wear whatever you want. Like that's at least for our team as well here. And I
Yeah. But like the team clothes, not like when I was in Hungary, we wore like our clothes. And
Same.
that was like,
In
okay, like I
Belgium
have a
also.
pink shirt on with blue shorts, and then somebody's wearing green and yellow, and like
Mhm.
you just picked up these people off the street, you know. So that
Exactly.
one, no. But I can see like wearing the club clothes. It's like okay, you just have like shooting practice. Like okay, just wear a t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, P. Thank you. Thank you for this great interview and
Guys,
sharing your story. Yes.
for having me.
It's not
Thank you.
giving the heart.
Huh?
Usually it gives the hearts out, but I don't know why it's not. I don't know where you're like here.
Oh, for me, you're next.
I can do it with Paolo on mine.
Oh yeah, me too. Wait.
You
No,
guys are
guys,
like
it's not what
here
it
Make
to
the
looks
see
like,
mic a
it.
little
everybody.
bit.
Okay, yeah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, guys.
Anyways.
Okay, thank you for everybody who joined us. We're gonna have another live this month, and thank you, P, for finding free time. I know you're real busy. You had a game yesterday.
I have no
Um,
life, guys.
and yes, just if you have any questions for P, hit her up or hit us up, and we'll ask her. And yeah, thank you so much.
Also, everybody who is watching, or yeah, like, or you have a friend like who is playing basketball or whatever, and they have any questions about basketball or they are wanting to take the next steps, also you can reach out to us and maybe we can help you with that. Also, another plug, we have our merch, so go in our on our page in our bio and get some for you. It's really cool. Alexa is wearing our
I was gonna say,
sweater.
why is Lex not wearing it?
I
Yeah, Alexa is
am.
wearing
Oh,
our new sweater. Like
sorry.
so yeah, it's really cool. And yeah, support us and we support you.
Period.
Let's
Okay.
end it on that.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Of
Yeah, good
course.
luck.
Thank
Love
Bye.
you
you.
guys.
See you guys soon.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.